I've seen too many people rush out the door with a $30 pizza warmer that looks promising on the box, only to find it can't actually keep a whole pizza hot without turning it into a soggy brick. That disappointment is what makes the decision to spend a bit more feel like a gamble. Is the extra cash really buying you a smarter, more reliable tool, or just another piece of equipment that gathers dust? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. In this video, I'm going to break down why the Winco 18-inch black commercial pizza warmer might be the answer to that gamble, and who should actually consider putting it on their counter. First off, let's talk about the hesitation most of us feel when we step into the pizza warming aisle. The cheap models usually have a single shelf, a fixed temperature, and a flimsy door that you're constantly fighting to keep closed. When you're feeding a family or a small crowd, you quickly discover that those units can't hold more than one pizza at a time, and the heat drops the moment you open the door. That means you either have to serve one slice at a time or keep the pizza on a tray that dries out. The risk of buying the wrong thing is real. You end up with a device that looks good in the store but fails under real-world pressure. That's where Winco's commercial-grade approach changes the equation. This unit is built to handle 4 full 18-inch pans simultaneously, which translates to roughly 32 slices if you're cutting each pizza into 8 pieces. The swing door rear opening makes it easy to slide fresh pans in and pull hot ones out without having to juggle the whole unit. The rotating carousel is a subtle but powerful feature. Because the pizza constantly moves, the heat distributes evenly, reducing the chance of a crust that's crisp on one side and limp on the other. The temperature range of 89°F to 194°F gives you enough flexibility to keep a pizza at serving temperature without overcooking the cheese, something you can't do with a fixed-heat toaster oven. Now, you might wonder, do I really need a 1500-watt commercial warmer for my home kitchen? If you're the type who orders pizza every Friday night, runs a small catering gig, or operates a food truck that sells pizza slices, the answer is probably yes. Imagine you're catering a birthday party for 20 kids. You can bake 4 pies in your regular oven, slice them, and then let them sit on a cheap warming tray while the kids run around. By the time you're ready to serve, the crust is rubbery, the cheese is greasy, and you're stuck with a food safety headache. With the Winco warmer, you can pull each pan onto the rotating deck, set the temperature to a gentle 150°F, and keep the pies at the perfect bite-ready warmth for an hour or more. No more reheating, no more soggy edges. On the flip side, if you're a single-person household that only orders pizza once a week, the unit might be overkill. It takes up a decent amount of floor space, roughly the size of a small microwave plus the extra clearance for the rotating platform and swing door. The 13.1 amp draw means you'll need a dedicated 15 amp outlet, and the plug is a standard NEMA 515P, so you can't just hide it behind a power strip. In a cramped apartment kitchen, that could become a safety concern or simply a nuisance. Let's look at practical strengths beyond the headline specs. The 4-pan capacity isn't just a number. It means you can keep a variety of toppings on separate pans and rotate them without mixing flavors. I've seen small pizzerias use this to keep a classic cheese pizza, a veggie option, a meat lover, and a gluten-free crust all hot and ready for a quick slice-biscuitless service. The rotation mechanism runs fairly quietly. You hear a soft whir, but it's nothing like a commercial fryer. That matters if you're serving in a dining room where a loud motor would be distracting. Temperature control is another area where the Winco shines. Because you can dial the heat as low as 89°F, you're not forced to keep the pizza steaming hot, which can cause the crust to become too soft. Instead, you can set it to a holding temperature that maintains the cheese melt without continuing to bake the crust. In a real-world scenario, a pizza shop that wants to keep a batch ready for a rush hour can set the unit to 140°F and have a consistent product from the first slice to the last. Of course, there are trade-offs. The rotating deck is powered by a motor that, while not noisy, does add a small amount of mechanical wear over time. Because the unit is built for commercial use, the internal components are robust, but if you're only using it sporadically, that motor may sit idle for long stretches, which can shorten its lifespan compared to a device that runs daily. The swing door rear opening is convenient, but it also means you need enough clearance behind the